2 p.m. on Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. We will call the Board of Works and Safety meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Smith, absent. Wiggle.
Here.
Gander.
Here. Trying to give the minutes from our last meeting on November 25th. Were there any changes or corrections you had?
I did not see it.
Okay, do you want to make a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes from our November 25th meeting as presented.
I'll second. Motion second. Further discussion. All those in favor show the usual sign. It is unanimous. Next up is the petition to vacate for what's, I guess, it's the alleyway there. Tree property. Okay. Want to come on up and introduce yourself? Name, address, home address preferably, and then also talk about what you're going to do.
Okay. Scott Trier, 4455 North Airport Road here in Columbia City, Indiana. What we're trying to do is develop the property we recently purchased, and it'll kind of depend on what we're going to do with it, whether we can vacate the alley and utilities, if there are any.
Mm-hmm. Do you have is that something where you are planning right now, or
Well, we're looking at a couple different options. We talked to a local builder about possibly putting in a duplex there, if there's enough room. I know there's a setback for the ditch, or there's a couple different things that we're looking at. So, yeah, it really depends on what direction we'll go, whether the alley is vacated or not.
Okay. So, do I hear you correctly in saying that is it the alley vacate will determine what you do, or is it what you do will determine whether you really need the alley vacated?
Yes.
You understand?
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes. Yes and yes.
My understanding from talking with Nate, builder, was that we can build over it because there's probably nothing there that's going to. Yeah, I mean, he said worst case scenario there might be a shared sewer somewhere along there. There's a fire hydrant which is right at the property's edge that shouldn't affect it. Mm-hmm. But he said in building, 10 years down the road, there's a possibility they may have to come through and tear up asphalt or do some sort of repair if there are utilities underneath it. What we're looking at is if the alley is there, the back part of that lot gets very narrow. So as far as usable square footage, it's kind of limiting. Where if the alley, which it's not really an alley, there's no limestone, there's no markings, it's not used as an alley. If that was vacated, we'd have a lot more flexibility. Mm-hmm. Or it was 50 years ago, and nature's kind of taken its.
So, Dr. Not having Marcia here, I just have a question. I don't know if she's not here, so I can answer. But I guess my question would be is about the actual alley vacation, and I'm assuming we're just talking about the alley up to the east-west alley that's on the north side.
Correct. Right? Just what runs across the property.
Yeah. Well, it runs north-south across the property, right?
Correct.
There's two parcels.
Yep.
Well, it's one parcel, but it's split.
Correct.
Right in the middle. So the issue or the question, I guess I have more than anything else, I'm assuming you're Mr. Whiteman?
Yes.
Okay. So my question comes into if we vacate the alley, I'm assuming the portion that is bordered, that is in the middle of your two pieces of property, if you will, that portion would go to you, and the rest, the portion that's bordered by his property, that portion would go to him.
Right, and that's why I tried to touch base with him and let him know that the meeting was taking place.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So, but that's your understanding of the situation.
Correct. Yep.
Does that make sense, Dan? I'm assuming that's what.
Well, that's kind of what I was trying to look at. Who owns track 1 and track 2? If we're vacating that, we'll have the huge.
Well, so track 1 and track 2 are both owned by him.
Okay, well,
Because the way the parcel.
The portion that he's taken is not all of it.
Right. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So he owns both these parcels, right? So he would get this much out of it. And then Mr. Whiteman would have that little portion of that.
So he's not
They're just vacating the portion that he needs.
Right.
Okay. So it's not a big, okay, well, that's what I'm kind of asking. I'm trying to figure out exactly.
And again, in the description, it says a portion, but it's not taking it all the way up to the east-west alley.
It's just going up to where the track ends, basically. Okay.
Yeah, so that leaves that open part of the north part of that alley to, as an alley.
Well, so theoretically, if Mr. Whiteman wanted to come and ask for vacation of that portion, he could do that. I mean, because again, it's going to be out of nowhere.
Right.
Right. So at the end of the day, I mean, it's really not out of nowhere anyway.
Correct.
But that portion, if he wanted to come and approach the Board of Works to vacate that small portion as well, then he could choose to do that.
So I guess what I'm trying to look at is,
While he's doing that, do we have any utilities in that area we need to worry about?
We have a sewer line that I can't confirm nor deny that runs through the backside of Mr. Schur's property, but
When you say backside, what does that mean?
the west side.
The west side that ends up,
I think Walker said they were unable to find any.
Okay, okay.
I told him I thought there was one, but
Okay, then that's fine.
so is that we think we're good? Do we need to put a caveat in there?
No.
Okay.
there are manhole covers at Whitley Street.
Yep.
So there's something along the street.
On Whitley Street,
Correct, right
but
along the
not-
street.
Not elsewhere on the property, on the
Yeah.
edges of the property.
Not to anyone else's knowledge. You know. And then there's a fire hydrant, probably about where the alley that's not an alley would be, right along the fence row.
Very much so.
On the
North side,
of the property?
yeah,
Okay.
like where the alley would extend, there is a fire hydrant. I don't know if it works, if it's even functional, but there is one.
Mike, you want to check that real quick? If it's there, it works? Okay, if it's there, it works. Okay. Well, that actually would be positive, but, you know. if
Well, just, it's there, you know, yeah.
Yeah, because that doesn't have that, it kind of limits with the 75-foot setback to the top of the bank.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%.
Yeah, it makes it extremely narrow and kind of unusable.
Well, and I think from a historical perspective, I can remember back when I first started, it was a scenario where I think it got kind of maxed around on eBay for a while.
Right?
So I think it's one of those where, guys, I think it's one of those things where it's nice to have a local owner.
Sure. Sure.
It's like we want somebody that actually wants to do something productive with
Sure.
it rather than just being an overgrown piece of property right on the riverbank, right?
Well, my understanding from speaking with Scott Weatherman is the city would like it cleaned up and developed. Got a quote from Wygens to clean slate, you know, knock down all the trees, rip out all the fence rows, get it ready to develop. So that's our intention.
Gotcha. You have any other questions?
Just like you say, if we, they need to understand if we vacate it, we can vacate anything, but they need to make sure everything's processed properly in the assessor's office, or auditor's office, but not documentally, to show that you have ownership of that.
Of the third parcel?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Track, yeah.
Yep.
Otherwise,
Right.
we can vacate it, but we don't get paid.
Right. That's understood.
Yeah, so we'll need to make sure that the auditor's office and the mapping and all that kind of crazy stuff happens.
Right.
So with the deed and all that good stuff.
Right.
The survey.
Well, I think that's what Walker surveyed it as such, so that middle piece could
So
be
you can take that.
correct.
Assuming vacation, you can
Correct.
take that.
Yep.
So that would be deed and just like a deed that has up there. And now they merge it together. But you have all of that for cases. How does that make sure that we'll vacate it, but we need to.
Sure.
Mr.
Understood.
Whiteman, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay.
Almost fine with it.
Okay. Yeah.
What do I got to do?
So there's a process which actually there's some true.
Loads of fun.
There's a formal process, right? So there is basically you have to go get a survey and file. There's the filing. There's a petition.
Have to talk to the building department. I've talked to Chip Hill or you.
Talk to Chip, and you can talk to Nathan Bilger, and they can kind of actually probably Chip's a good starting spot, honestly. But yeah, they can give you some guidance as to that piece, if you will. And then that'd only be that small portion, though, in between your two pieces of property.
Yeah.
Yep. So that would definitely be an option for you.
You can advance road to the survey of my property, right?
Yes. Now the east-west alley would have to remain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just talking that tiny little piece.
Yeah. Yep. So that would be, if that's what you wanted, again, it's an alley to nowhere, so there is a history of us allowing the vacation of that for that kind of purpose.
Sure.
So, okay. Any other questions, Scott? Yes. Any other questions? You good? You good?
Yep.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve the petition to vacate the alley of Mr. Trier's property there at, I guess it's on Whitley Street. I hate to say this, but I'll just say parcel number 92-06-11-501-316.901-004.
Second.
Motion is seconded. Further discussion? All those there should be your sign. It is unanimous. Okay. Now he's going to ask what's the next step.
What's next step?
What's the next step, man?
I think I'm going to report it and take it over to Nathan. Have it reported, and then they can, go on with the next step.
Is there a public hearing still that has to go through?
Yeah, it's gotta go through some readings and like.
For council. Okay. So the next step is I forgot about that. Yeah. Public hearing has to go through city council. Is that on the form?
Well, she and I had already discussed
Okay,
it.
good.
January, was it 16th, 13th, 16th, something like
Whatever
that?
the second Tuesday of the month is.
13th, yeah, we discussed it.
Okay. Okay, very good. So that'll be the next step, and we'll keep processing it forward.
Okay.
Okay?
I appreciate it.
Great. Thank you. Okay, next up is, we actually have two different street closures. The first one is in your packet. It is a retroactive street closure. You may remember there was exterior building maintenance happening. We said, well, wait a minute, we don't have a permit for that. So, thanks to Leslie for getting a permit for that. And so that's in front of you. And they are completed, correct? I don't think I saw
I
that.
haven't seen anything.
But there's no dates on it.
No, she puts on the 31st.
Oh, I'm sorry. Up top, you were right. I apologize. I just saw the project duration. So I guess it may not be one minute.
No, they're working with the rest.
Did you?
Couple places.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the exterior building maintenance for page 12, 7.35, going with 12 to 12:31, 25, whatever they want to speak. That's weather dependent for parking spaces in front of the front and side of SRC building, and you're in 4,
4 parking spaces. Yeah.
4 parking spaces.
Okay. I'll second that motion. Second for discussion. All those in favor should be so signed. It is unanimous. The next one is from Tom. And that's for the annual fire department candy getaway. That's for the yeah, he got that in just in time. So, it'd be on the east side of Chauncey Street, the south side of Van Buren Street. Right?
The map's on the back.
Oh, okay. Did he turn in the tent structure?
That's a nice picture.
Anything like that?
Like the house.
No, but yeah. It's something. You have no tents or other apparatuses that bring you started on the lawn, right?
Need a lot of people.
Okay.
fire department candy handout for 12/24/25 on Churchill Street between Van Buren and Market, and Van Buren and main parking spaces from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
We're wanting to block the parking spots off at 6 so that nobody parks on them, because if they do, try to find them, get them out of that travel route.
Christmas Eve,
I got it all the time.
I get it. That's, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, no problem. I'll make that.
Okay, I'll second that motion, seconded for the discussion. All those in favor should be shall sign, it is unanimous.
Thank you.
What? Yeah, we need more pictures and.
I did not.
I didn't want to make fun of it if you do it.
You still looking at that?
Next up is the agreement between the Humane Society of the County and the City of Columbia City. This is for the annual agreement, if you will, for the, I don't love that it says maintain and dispose of said animals, but it's the appropriate care for, if you will, and so I don't think this has changed at all from last year. Correct? And we did not meet that 25,000 mark this year, though. At least I think we have. So. I'll make a motion to approve the agreement between the Humane Society of Oakland County and the City of Columbia City, Indiana, as presented. Second. Motion second. Further discussion. All those in favor of the usual sign. It is unanimous. Bills. Oh, that's right. Mike got something in our Dropbox. Thank you. Wait, he says.
The booster
station. Yes, go ahead.
The booster station has been, is not on automatic, hasn't been on automatic for about a month now, month and a half. We're running on one pump, there's 5 pumps in there, which as the water use north of 30 increases, it increases the size of the pump, keep the pressure up. We're on the smallest pump there is. If they have a fire or anything out there, we have to call a guy in, go down in there and turn another pump on. I got a price for Curtis to put a new PLC and do all the changing over the strings and that. It's $52,710, but it's like we have to have it.
So that says $52,710 each.
No.
Well, that's what it says.
Well, look, if that's for the people, I think we made a mistake there. That's the total stop. It's just a PLC one.
Okay. Because we're only changing one PLC?
Yeah, there's only one in there.
Okay.
They're not changing the pumps or anything. The pumps are good. They just will not operate with automatic. Yeah.
Do you have any questions about that? No. I'll make a motion that we approve the 2026 Walkerway Booster Station project with Peerless Midwest and a not-to-exceed amount of $52,710. Motion second. Further discussion. All those in favor should be the usual sign. It is unanimous. Anybody else want to yell wait? Okay. Bills. Make a motion we approve the allowance of accounts payable vouchers dated December 9, 2025 in the amount of $170,648.60 for checks. Second. Motion second. Further discussion. All those in favor should be the usual sign. It is unanimous of those present. Make a motion that we approve the allowance of accounts payable vouchers dated December 9, 2025 in the amount of $251,791.16 for EFT. Second. Motion seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor should be the usual sign. It is unanimous of those present. I'll make a motion that we approve the allowance of accounts payable vouchers dated December 3rd. Or do you want me to do December 9th? Okay. Dated December 5th 2025 in the amount of $44,815.11 for wellness bonuses.
Second.
Motion second, further discussion. All those in favor show the usual sign. It is unanimous. Thank you. Make a motion we approve the allowance of accounts payable vouchers dated 11/28/2025 for all pay types except overtime in the amount of $277,957.64, with overtime only of $11,590.52, for a total of $289,548.16 for payroll.
Second.
Motion seconded. Further discussion. All in favor of the usual sign. It is unanimous. It does rest. Department head reports. Matt, we'll start with you this time and go the other way. Surprise. Yeah. Okay, we'll go to Mike Show.
Over the holiday weekend, we were busy letting water out of the south door and then letting it fill back up because it was not in service. There was no water usage there, and I was afraid that this hoses was that might freeze. So that's what we were doing, and then basically we got a couple new services that we got this week, and then worrying about the solution.
Okay. Questions, Mike? Okay. Thank you. Matt?
We've been moving snow, getting sidewalk and greenways cleaned off, and then we're still tracking through the new software, trying to get that up to date and working. We've got to get going before talk about it, and ladies are starting to work and talk about it and get things purchased for that.
Good. And those tickets go on sale?
In January.
January 2nd?
It's the first week of the month.
Oh, okay. So it's not the second and ends up being the 5th?
Yes, I think it's the fifth.
Okay. I feel like your flyer may have said the second, just so you know, but that's okay. It's fine. Questions, Matt? Okay. Thank you. Mike Cook.
Received the commissioning acceptance, the seal test, the acceptance in the warranty letter for the dice store. I've got those in the file in the office. We got a big test on schedule for the 15th. Go around and do a second leak test. As far as the lining and stuff like that, some of the small leaks that we found.
Yep.
So that's going to be a 30-day test on that, and then we also have to go along and torque all the nuts on the plates that hold that down. There's about 300 of them, so we'll have to retorque all those just to make sure that they are where they need to be. SCI Force Main was, the second half was cleaned today, so that is done for the year. We've done that 4 different times.
Great.
And I've got a few more evals to write tomorrow, and then we'll finish those up on Friday.
Questions, Mike? Thank you. Thomas.
Well, I just noticed my department report did not go through to you. So, what happened? 107 is back from Indy and from Martin. It's all repaired, ready to go. It's in the station and functional. Knock on wood, all trucks are good to go as of right now. Hopefully we maintain that through the winter, so that's good news. Everything's going pretty good through the firehouse. A reminder, Christmas Eve, 6 to 8 is the actual times of the handout, or 6 to whenever it's going. So it is drive-through style. The mayor presented a question this past week in reference to an email he had gotten in reference to why we haven't moved it back inside the courthouse since COVID ended. And there's 2 reasons for that. Number one, we have better community participation if we do it drive-through style like we are currently doing it. And number 2, it is much easier to set up. So for those 2 reasons, we have maintained the drive-through we have maintained that since COVID, so. Willing to accept people's input if they don't like it, but there's a vast majority that say they do. So, with that being said, things are going well. These evals have got 3.5 left to do. I've got one guy, his evals are done. Just wait for the new goals, and I will send the goals acknowledgement, and then the other 3 will be done soon.
Thank you. Karen.
I'll make the project pretty urgent, hopefully they just day-to-day keep them busy with home computers and security cameras, et cetera.
Thank you. Jim.
I realize my report did not go through either, so I'll have that to you. I've got all my evals done for the year, which is nice. Time to relax. I've been working on the jail, trying to get that liquidated, and the amphitheater, and wrapping up, hopefully having a final pay minus the railroad crossings. I don't know what percent. Cut it off. I don't really want to throw one out there because I don't know where I'm at with minus the railroad for the trail. So I got some comments back on the trail, so I can make a couple little tweaks and changes, but things are going really well right now.
Thank you. Sean.
We've been working up on Brown Road on the full enforcement project. We continued in the audit systems for a little bit. So we've been making progress, I guess. So we've been told that the dates of the state employees whether or not they're participating. So we've been working on how to get that done as soon as we review and just to have them review and that's going to December like we have this year. So and that's what's part of that. The other thing we have the privilege, myself and Joey Wilson from Valley and Paul Porter was speaking from the 8th grade class yesterday to explain to them a little bit about jobs and trades and jobs available at the city and different options for doing things other than just going to college for the permanent going to college. And we really well received the teacher has an OUSD back and all 4 days. It's helpful when my wife is sitting right here behind me and said to the office that they're all scared of her. So they really take it for
She's the hard one to do, so it's
believe it or not, they are scared of her animal.
Question for Sean. Okay. Kelly's report is, they obviously been working on snow removal over multiple days. They put salt down. They are working with the salt sand mixture right now. I know we're talking about moving to all salt, but it's right now because they have a whole barn full of salt sand mixture. They're working through that first. So just so you're aware. On that note, I would said it during my Lunch with Mayor program, but obviously we can't get the leaf pickup. The last week of leaf pickup was supposed to be last week. Obviously that has not been able to happen because it's under multiple inches of snow. Based on the weather forecast, I would be highly surprised if we're able to get back to leaf pickup this season. So once if it does melt enough and the leaf piles are exposed enough that we can go through and get them, we will try to do that. But my guess is we will probably do another round of leaf pickup in the spring when everything is melted off. So, which is frustrating because if you think about it, we usually run leaves in the spring. So we'll just play by ear. That's, again, we don't typically have 8 inches of snowfall in November. So it's been a weird year. For sure. They did have alleys plowed with that big snow with the help of multiple other departments. You did think Matt might feel like there was somebody else. Was it Mike showed it too? Mark Hahn. That was it. Yeah. Did you help out, Chip? No, you didn't. Sean, you did that.
Brian from my department.
Say what?
Brian
did? Okay. So anyways, he thanked multiple other departments for chipping in to help out on the valleys, and roughly 5 hours to get the whole city plowed, and so you'll have those roads really beneficial. We have all cul-de-sacs plowed off on piles all the way from downtown, obviously. Have one of the 2-ton trucks where they broke a chain in the salt box, and W. Jones is currently working to replace that, and I talked to Joe about pick up, so. So Gary is off this week and stuff, but I don't know if I do this report last time, so I think things are going decently well right now. I know that we have one interview set up here, third, yes, 23rd, so we'll have another interview coming up for that. I think it's a lateral, so okay. So, Charlotte, you want to introduce yourself? So, name, grade, and talk about Youth Council, what they did.
I'm Megan Sora, and I'm a sophomore. At our last Youth Council meeting, we started brainstorming more ideas for our pickleball tournament, and kind of just started calling people and getting that more planned out. And then we volunteered at Autumn Trace, the senior community, and played bingo with them. And then finally, we opened the gym.
Question? Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate the Youth Council holding down the fort while I was gone. It doesn't typically happen, but I wasn't so late when they did that, and it seems like you guys had a great time. So I had heard that the jail tour went extraordinarily longer than it was supposed to, so I can make sure we put a muzzle on Spud next time. So. Bye bye. I didn't volunteer. Leslie, you got anything?
I do have all my evaluations done and goal set.
Great. I have one done. She turned over her key and bring up regular. On that note, I don't know if you're going to talk about comp plan, but on the stuff, I'll probably talk about it at council. So that's it. We have anything else to bring up? Anything? Okay, so we have no press and we have no audience, so we will call the meeting adjourned.